Welcome to the stream. How we doing, everybody? Thank you for the raid, Mythical. Nice and early in here. I think you might be the first person to ever raid me during the intro segment to the stream, so thanks. Appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing okay. Welcome in, Chuckin'. Everybody else, you guys. We are going to get back into a little Ape Escape 2. We had a hell of a time getting this started the other day, mostly because the disc that I had did not work. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I don't think I ever tested this one, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure I did, because I was actually replaying a couple of the earlier levels, and I'm like, I remember this stuff from like a ways back. I think I did test out that disc, and it seemed to work fine, so I don't know why it's not working now. But anyway, we have a solution in that we can use a little bit of emulation to get what we need. We were kind of breezing through the levels. This game does not seem nearly as difficult as the first one, so... it's been interesting. It definitely seems like a more kid-friendly game, more kid-child-oriented or whatever. But also, along with that, the controls and everything seem to be a little bit more streamlined. Not nearly as obtuse, I think, as the first game was. But let's see what kind of progress we can make. We might even be able to finish this off in some regards. What's up, Akuma? Welcome in. How you doing? And if we do, I don't know, I guess we'll do some other stuff too. I did manage to play a little bit of Wukong, not even that much. And I realized I think I am kind of set to try to go for the special ending. So if I do end up finishing this up in quick fashion, maybe even before starting Ape Escape 3 or whatever, we could see about wrapping that up. Because I don't know how long it's going to be, but you never know. We could maybe at least take a peek at it and see what happens. But first things first, let's get into this game and see what's up. And let me go ahead and unmute it too. Oh man, had a hell of a time spending my coins, and then I went through and played a couple levels over again, and then I had even more coins that I need to spend. We were talking about how elongated the process is in order to, like, get lives in this game. Because you don't really find them too often in the actual levels. You kind of have to let them drop from the machine. And boy, that process is not fun. It goes on for a while. It is going pretty good. How you doing, Mythical? I saw a bit of your stream earlier. I saw you were doing a little bit of Lollipop Chainsaw. You had that combine harvester was running over all the zombies. It looked fun. I need to play that game again because I only played it the one time when I streamed it. And I always kind of want to go through again and see if I could do, I don't know, maybe a little extra stuff. Unlock some costumes or something, I don't know. Anyway, this is the process in which we need to get collectibles and such, including lives, which I guess is a pretty good collectible. It takes a while. Though I did discover when you get, like, memos and text and stuff, you can just press the start button and skip through most of it. So, I guess there's that. Otherwise, it's kind of an annoying process. Particularly the worst ones are those fables. Damn monkey fables take so long to get those texts scrolled up. Anyway, I don't think we're getting anything additional. Just kind of seeing if I can get another cookie to max out my life there, but I don't think we can. Let's move on to the next major level. You know, the level variety in this game has been pretty good. There's been a number of different settings and stuff. The only thing is, I kind of miss about the first one, is that the first one had, like, settings for a good 3 levels. So you had different time periods that you'd have 3 levels in. So you'd have 3 levels that kind of had a sort of relationship with each other. And this one is just kind of anything and everything. First we're like in some weird little Dutch town, and then we're in some kind of spooky haunted castle, and then we're in a Vegas casino. Doesn't really have any rhyme or reason. I guess that's not necessarily a problem, but I do kind of appreciate, I don't know, something. A little consistency, I suppose. But again, it's a bit of a nitpick. I guess collision section is a little weird on there. I did download the latest nightly build of PCSX2. And I don't know if that's going to help out. We didn't see like too many issues, I think, last time we were playing this. There was a slight flickering problem, but I think it only happened during like maybe 1 or 2 levels. It wasn't anything major. Another thing I gotta say, well, I do kind of appreciate the odder soundtracks and kind of the more electronica-oriented soundtracks of the first game. I think a lot of the soundtracks in this one are a little bit, I don't know. 1, they're more diverse, so that's good. 2, they have longer tracks than just like I don't know, some of those tracks didn't even feel like they went on for a minute. Good lord, what the hell? So there's that aspect of it. The one thing I didn't really like was when you're sneaking. In the original game, it takes away a track, so you're just kind of left with the percussion or something. In this one, not quite. It just kind of quiets the music. I don't think that's quite as fun. Ah. Good thing I had this equipped then. Beat him to the punch. I'm noticing something of a glitch, I think, with this one, in that it's happened a couple times too, but the vibration on the controller will sometimes go off and won't stop until, I don't know, I thought it was like something like the next monkey you catch, but sometimes, I don't know, we just caught a monkey and it sort of seems to linger, so I don't know what the problem is, but it's kind of weird. Slim. I did so good at avoiding all of those boulders up until that point. Oh, also, Mythical, if you're still around, I did take a look. You had me doubting myself. I did take a look to see if the voices were, in fact, the VAs for Ash and Misty, and they were. I couldn't tell you their names. I forgot their names. Let me see if I can pull it up. There was, like, other people, too. I think, like, the guy that does the Professor was, the guy that does the voice for Yugi in the 4Kids Yu-Gi-Oh! Version. There was like a few people I saw in there that I'm like, oh, okay, I recognize a few more of these people. Let me see. Yeah, Veronica Taylor does the voice of Jimmy. And Rachel Lillis, which she actually, I think she died recently. Like within the past month or something like that, unfortunately. She was battling cancer, so... Yeah, that sucks, but she had a nice little career, I suppose. Oh, okay, there we go. But I would have to imagine, I don't think like the Japanese devs would have cared about trying to make things similar to Pokemon. I mean, there is the aspect of, you know, you gotta catch them all the different monkeys you gotta catch. But I don't think that probably factored in. There's also the weird coincidence that Jimmy's got the Popichu or whatever, the little monkey that rides around on him. I don't know, I guess it kind of has a resemblance to like Pikachu or something, but other than that, I really don't see in terms of gameplay that there's any resemblance between that and Pokemon. But still... I guess just the localizers decided they want to go for the Pokemon voice cast, so... Maybe an inside joke of sorts. I'm a little disappointed, I think I mentioned it last time, that they did not get the guy that does Professor Oak from the Pokemon English dub anime to do the Professor in this game. It only would have made sense. But no, instead they got the guy that does Yugi. You can kind of hear it. I was kind of listening to his voice line after the fact, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely that guy. Guess he's got a bit of range. Veronica Taylor's got a little bit of range too. I mean, she did the voice in this game for the pink monkey as well, and I didn't recognize her. I guess I don't really like hear her girly voices too often. I do kind of wonder, like, if they pull her into a studio and she asks the voice director, like, okay, what do you want me to do? What kind of voice you got going on? They're like, can you just do Ash Ketchum from Pokemon? It's like, oh yeah, I get that one a lot. On the one hand, I wonder if somebody would get, like, insulted. Like, oh yeah, same voice. I always do the same goddamn voice. But, hey, I guess if they're making money, whatever works. Oh. I thought that would work. Alright. Sphinx Zone taken care of. Eh? Oh, there's one up there. Oh, you know what? We pushed this thing over into that slot, and I was wondering what the hell that was even for, because it didn't seem like there was anything. I think maybe we need to use the Sky Flyer to get up there. I actually remember the name of it this time. There we go. Ow. Alright. Only 4 left. Smacking his ass. Taunting me. Oh, he tried to make me get in the fall into that pit. It was a pitfall trap. Oh, shit. I need more than 4 slots. It's not enough. Oh, that worked out nicely. Okay, we've got 2 more left. Stevie, eh? You gotta be kidding me. I gotta make a run for it all the way over there? Jeez. Clip to the map a little bit, that's fine. Oh, damn it. Shit. Oh! Oh, good. Thank God. That was close. Damn it. Just enough time. I might be taking back my words on whether or not this game was hard or not. Oh, that was weird. I will say that the difficulty in the platform and everything does not seem to be nearly as great for the most part. Although, you know, some of the later levels might prove us wrong, who knows. But there is the difficulty in the fact that we can't really get health. Like, health carries over from one level to the other, so that's kind of shitty. And then the whole life situation, which, you know, I've been playing this game for however long. I only have like 4 right now. Did lose a few, but maybe like 1 or 2. Still, nothing to scoff at, I guess.
Nice job.
Defeat 1 monkey.
Let's go.
Oh Lord.
So, you
Nice
finally
teeth.
made it. I am the awfully talented white monkey of the Freaky Monkey 5.
Oh yes, the Freaky
Before I
Monkey
get
5. How could I forget?
revenge, I'm going to have to borrow that baby monkey you have there. So hand him over to me right now.
No way. Oh.
Why you eat that
Typical Japanese gesture.
In that case, you leave me no choice but to... Oh my God, Bossy Dad!
But there's nothing there. Pippachi.
Oldest trick in the book.
He's right here, kid. This little guy is so friendly with you, yeah? He'll be a great source of data on humans. So say goodbye to him.
Why, what are you doing with our Pippachi? Give him back! No!
I don't think so. If you want him back, you'll have to beat me first.
He ain't too bright.
But that won't
I'd say his
be
intelligence
possible.
ranks up there with the actual ash catching.
The robot Jimmy that we
Oh my God.
based
Was
on
it there the
your
whole time?
data. I am so clever. Now where did I put that switch? Oh, there you are. Ready? Go!
I've noticed in the a lot of these robot battles that they have giant green switches, much like the Spectre thing was supposed to have. The Spectre bot, the giant Spectre mech. But they're obviously a hell of a lot more visible in this game.
Oh no!
Okay. I think I missed him last time. I get what's going on here. I did lose a couple lives during the boss battles, so I guess these typically are like the harder things. Could probably run into him with the hula hoop as well. There we go. It does work. Oh, shit, he's got his own sky flyer. Come on. God damn. I don't know what I got caught up on, but I got hung up on something. Some hitbox. I don't think he's like running towards me. Seems like he was running in a circle. And he's down.
Theory means nothing. Nothing, I tell you. All we have to do is transfer that baby
Losing his accent there a little bit.
into the lethargy laser.
Lethargy laser.
Lethargy laser?
Exactly. What do you mean by that?
Ha! Gotcha! Yes!
White monkey. Just don't ask about the black monkey.
Jimmy, bring Pippichi back as fast as you can.
Why is Pippichi always going missing? People need him that much.
The lethargy laser. What an insidious invention.
Yeah.
We must stop Spectre's mischief at all costs.
So I don't know. I guess if you've heard Yugimoto's voice in the 4Kids dub enough, you probably could hear it. I didn't watch that, like, terribly often. I probably would watch what would be considered the first season. I watched up until Yugi beat, what's his name? Pegasus. And then I kind of stopped watching after that. It sure seemed to go on for a while. I remember there was the one with, like, they kept changing up the game. It's like first it was the card game, and then it was like a dice game, and then I don't know what the hell it was after that. There was like something on a motorbike. It got really weird after a minute. But I remember seeing stuff like that, I think, on Cartoon Network. Eventually it moved off of WB, because I think WB stopped showing cartoons on Saturday and no longer became viable. That might have been when 4Kids went defunct, I'm not too sure. But regardless, it had some longevity. I don't see it around as much anymore. Although there's still promotions for like video games and such. So I think, I mean, it's still a thing. I don't think it's a dead franchise, but I should see season, is it 0 or O? Yu-Gi-Oh! Season O, Yu-Gi-Oh! What happens in that one? Sushi. How do we get sushi? Even a monkey will be fooled by its likeness. God. Another monkey fable. It saw Death Games. Okay. I guess I'm intrigued. I'm sure this was something that came out after 4Kids was no longer in control of it. Oh yeah, what was with that can? They didn't want Yugi's grandpa to die because, oh no, death. So they came up with the whole Shadow Realm thing, right? That was like a complete invention of 4Kids. Cast you back to the Shadow Realm. But then Yugi's grandpa never came back. He was just always stuck in the Shadow Realm. Help me,
Jimmy, I'm
Yugi!
sending a new gadget. I hope this helps you.
A nifty
A
water
ho-
cannon.
oh yeah, it
Put
is.
a dampener on those mischievous monkeys with various water techniques. Do you want to go to the gadget trainer now?
I guess. If it's a brand new gadget, I might as well.
Here I come!
Jimmy, can you hear me? It's time for some fun with the water cannon.
Have fun with water cannon.
This gadget can be used to douse flames. Simply rotate the right analog stick to fire a powerful jet of water.
How do I aim it?
You can continue shooting water while you're walking. Try putting out those flames over there with the water cannon.
I guess I just aim by maneuvering Jimmy around. Derputator, welcome in. How you doing? It is indeed Ape
You
Escape.
can also use the water cannon to spin water wheels.
Aim
We haven't
for
come
the
across
base
these
to
before.
Get that water wheel spinning.
Alright. Pretty typical. No, I had a PS2 copy a couple days ago. We were trying to get it working, and the disc would just not even read. I tried it on 2 PlayStation 2s, and then I tried it on my PS3 that's backwards compatible. I'm guessing the disc is broken. So we ended up having to go through PCSX 2, but I wanted to play it regardless because we had finished the first game, and I had never played the sequels before. Hopefully by the time we get to 3, that disc will read, because I own that one as well. We haven't encountered too many issues with using emulation, though. There's been a slight flicker I've noticed last time, but I think since... how the hell did you even do that? I think since updating the nightly builds, we haven't seen it. Actually, it only ever happened once. It might not even been much of an issue. I don't know. Still, no problems. I'd much rather be using a DualShock 2 also, but I guess I don't got a problem with my Xbox One controller. Oops. As good as I can make games look with the RetroTink 5X as well, you can't really beat emulation upscaling, so there is that factor of it as well. Actually, I should just kind of look around the water, see if there's anything. Have you played much of the series? I don't think there's going to be anything in here. The series has a ton of little spin-offs as well. I think it'd be fun to kind of take a look through those maybe. But not a whole lot of them had US releases. I don't know if they had PAL releases, so I might be able to find at least an English translation, but a ton of the little spin-offs were Japan only. Unfortunately, outside of the first game, I don't think this series performed very well in the US. As a kid, I played it when it first released. I was under the age of 10 when it first came out, and the first game had released in 1999, and I remember playing it, and I loved it, but I could not play it worth a damn. It was so hard for me to get used to the analog sticks. I'd never played a game that used the analog sticks like that before. So it was fun going through the first game and seeing kind of where I remember things being difficult. I actually got pretty far. I got to the last level, like right before the last boss, I think is where I gave up. But there was a little section before that where you had to do a bunch of platforming, and I don't remember being able to do it. So I actually never beat it as a child, but I was able to do it this time around. So things worked out. Now they're coming back. Oh, you dirty monkey. That one's sticking around. This one seems to just jump back up here. Rough for you too? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else, like the general populace, had as much trouble as I did, but I remember, I mean, I rented it a ton of times before I actually ended up buying it. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. But yeah, the rental places must have gotten a pretty penny from my parents. Still, I loved it. I remember thinking how cool of a game it was. It did so much in terms of, you know, with the gadgetry and the level variety and stuff like that. Even games that you'd think would be more designated or geared towards that kind of thing. More unique gadgets than a 007 game. Son of a gun. But 2 and 3 I've had not as long. Because I must have gotten the original one. How does this work? Ah, yes, the fireproof plastic boat. But I think I've gotten 2 and 3 within the past 5 years or so. So I just haven't had an opportunity to actually play them yet. I hear that the third one I've seen has multiple characters, so that should be interesting. I don't know if it affects like different routes or what. Yeah, at least you can duck under the fire, that's nice. Oh shit. Snap right in there. Damn it. I could have used that. Kind of thinking about it this year, there's a number of games that I gave up on or wasn't able to beat as a kid. I'm thinking about going through and streaming some of those, but I need to make up a more definitive list than what I got on the top of my head. Honestly, I guess I could just go through my library and check and see what I have. I don't think I've gotten rid of too much. I got rid of maybe a dozen games I had sold to a local shop. Probably about 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. It's weird. But none of them were too important. Whack-a-mole situation. Maybe I should just start using the net with this, I guess. Damn it. Oh, finally comes out of that one. This one's making me nervous. Hold up. I don't like this guy. Maybe. Okay, no. It's like maybe I could flood him out like a mole or something. Okay, that works. I've hit him twice on the head with the baton. Both times it didn't seem to register, so just going after him with the net was probably the quickest way to do it in general. Alright. 4 left. This is probably not going to be anything over there. Oh, wait, we're back at the ship. Didn't even realize. I guess I should go back up. There's nothing else we could do here. Ah! Thank you, Akira. Appreciate the lurk. What other games do I need to beat? Like from ones that I didn't beat as a kid? I'd have to think about that. We talked about a couple of them before, like Kingdom Hearts 2 I gave up on because I wanted to beat Sephiroth and I couldn't, and I just like gave up. I'm like, oh, if I can't beat him, then I'm not going to do the rest of the game. But I think I was pretty close to the end of the game, so probably should have just continued on with it, see if I maybe could have gotten him later. God, I hope there wasn't anything else up there. Take a look. Oh shit. I turned around. Okay, there is other stuff, yeah. But I don't know. It's like you need to go down and get the monkeys to catch them anyway. Well, actually, no, this actually seems like it was able to be accessed from the bottom beforehand. I mean, there are a ton of games where it's not even that I attempted to try and beat them, but I just like kind of gave up on them too. And of course, there's a lot of games where I bought, you know, a copy of it and said, "Oh, I'll play this later," and never did it. But you know, I think in terms of games where I just wasn't able to beat them or lost interest or something as a kid, those would probably constitute something else entirely. But yeah, it's not going to be too many. I mean, there's a handful of maybe like RPGs and stuff. I was talking about the Star Ocean that was on the PS2 the other day, but that Star Ocean I never beat either. It's called Till the End of Time or something. It had a ton of content. I probably put a good maybe 70 hours in that game or something like that. Still didn't come close to finishing it, I don't think. I even got the video game guide for it. Hold on. Oh, I had to sneeze. I'm still battling a cold, so bear with me. Okay, I think the exit back to where we were, where that like magma bridge and everything is up here. I don't know if I'd want to stream that though. I'd want to be doing games that are slightly more concise. Although, that being said, if I ended up doing something like Kingdom Hearts, God, that game's super long. It has some very boring segments in it, too. So, I don't know. I'd have to weigh out the pros and cons and see what's up. I will say, if I do end up doing that, it's not going to be like a series playthrough like I do. I maybe might play the first one, maybe. But, ugh. All of the little remakes and spin-offs and stuff like that, I don't think I could even come close to finishing any of those. There's one hopping across the stones. Bonzo. Like Garbanzo. That seems a little bit rough. Oh wait, no, we had the boat, didn't we? Already, okay. That's more manageable. Like if I gotta hover or something all the way over to that, that's might not be doable. This boat control's so much different than the first game, too. The first game, I think it even encouraged in the tutorial you want to go slow. This one, like, you need to go fast. Feels awkward. Huh? Can't do it, eh? I tell you what, one of my bigger accomplishments was from a couple of years ago when we did the Tomb Raider series. Pretty much, except for Last Revelation, I don't think I beat any of the Tomb Raider games. And when I ended up doing that series, I played all of them through to completion. Turn the camera, please. Better get these because they actually give me a little bit more coinage if we get them all in a row. Alright, let's spend a little time doing the gotcha box. At the very least, maybe we can get some health back. Case of explosive pellets. I'm surprised that there is like this much shit to give us. It's enemy photos, and then secret photos, and then all this concept art, music, stories. Oh man, he looked edgy in that one. I saw another one where he looked like that. I think I made the comment he looked like Silver from Gen 2 Pokemon. I think that was a Titanic reference. You know what? If there was a couple of monkeys that were on the bow of the ship, I probably missed it, because I don't think I caught two of them up there. There were two that were in the cannons. If it was them, I got them, but if it wasn't, then I missed them. It's possible there could have been some that were like up on the masts or something, too. I will say that going back and doing some of the previous levels, so far it doesn't seem like the first game, where the first game had almost like half the monkeys or more that you had to catch at the beginning. It's like with this one, each level had, I think, under 5. It was like typically between 2 and 3 extra monkeys that you had to catch that you were barred from catching first time around. Oh good, we finally got some cookies. Okay, I'm satisfied with that. I'll make a little save too. And again, I mentioned it during the last stream, but it was around 50 percentile range, where the, you know, kind of standard ending happened in the first game. And then you had to go back and catch all the monkeys and stuff, and the percentage obviously raised up quite a bit after that, but... A winter wonderland.
Here I come.
I hate snow levels. Typically, I hate the mechanics of snow levels. A lot of times you get like the slippery ice floors, which I have always disliked, even going back years. But in my later years, I've also hated the fact that every ice theme... Oh god, that sucks. Every ice theme level had to have like sleigh bells and stuff in it, and you just kind of get sick of hearing that shit. This music doesn't seem to be too bad, though. Oh, I got a little Santa outfit on. Ooh. It's like the initial jump is too much, and you have too much momentum going forward. Press the B button on the Xbox controller to get back up, which is what you do in Wukong, but it switched my gadget. So I got a little confused. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, I think that whole area is taken care of, unless there's things up above. Spin to win. Sorta. Didn't work in that instance, but it worked every other time.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
I do like that you can sort of move when you're spinning. I don't think you could do that in the first one. Oh, if I fall, beat your ass so hard. Okay, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Spa, spa, spa. I wonder what could be in that section. I hate to leave this area so soon, but hopefully, I think this might just be like a one-off. Sure hope there's no naked monkeys in here, haha. Bones. I hated in J.J. Abrams, the redo of Star Trek, how they named Bones. It's like, oh yeah, my ex-wife took everything but the bones in my body, or some shit. And it's like, you know, Bones' name came from an old World War I medic term. What the hell? They're like all rubbing their crotches. Bonesaw. Except they didn't call him Bonesaw because that would have been weird. So they just called him Bones. Because he was a medic. He was the ship's doctor. It wasn't because his wife left him with the bones he had. Or however he termed it. It's such a weird expression. It's like not an expression, I don't think. Took everything but the bones. Alright. Well, that was a lot of monkeys, but I don't think there's anything else here. Oh, wait, there might... I think... Oh, yeah, I hear one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up there, though. I'll try it. This is closer than the other one. Mr. Frosty. I like that name. I don't use this as often as I probably should. I think that's on the other side. Oh no, that's right over here. Oh, you son of a bitch. What? Oh, okay. I wasn't even sure what I was standing on. That one got me good. I got him even better. I was like an inch away from getting him. Oh, come on. I think I'm going to start using the baton. There we go. Surprisingly, I got that first one with no issue, but the second one, he evaded me twice. Now, the one that was over here just... Maybe that's him. Looks like he just up and disappeared. Okay. Anything else? One up above. Oh, he's like on a platform or something. Oh. I was about to ask how I get up there. I think I found it. This is a sneaking mission.
All done.
Just the nick of time. What a horrifying noise. Thousands of apes screaming in unison. No, I don't want to look at that one. If we could avoid that monkey, that'd be great. Seen enough already. The fact that we couldn't capture him means that he's coming back, too. Oh, I was talking about Bones from Star Trek. In the J.J. Abrams remake that came out in like 2009 or whatever, Kirk named him Bones because Bones said that his wife left him and she had only left him the bones in his body or something. I don't remember what the expression was because I don't think it's an expression that exists. But in the original Star Trek, he's named Bones after Bonesaw, which is a term for like a World War I medic. And sure, that was more pertinent back in the 60s, but makes a hell of a lot more sense than, oh, my bones. I already got that hint. Great, they're giving us duplicates. Son of a bitch. Oh. God, I hope they don't give us duplicate fables. Alright, the Lost Valley. Wonder if we see some dinos here. 15 monkeys. See, there's 17 monkeys total, so if we come back and do this level for cleanup, we only got 2 more monkeys to go after this. It's weird. They just like don't give you pretty much anything. I'm guessing that most of the levels don't have a whole lot of things that you would need, you know, future gadgets for. Yeah, I don't think it's something that you'd pick up on the old one anyway. I mean, at the same time, it's like they name him Bones, alright. You just take it at face value. I don't think anybody's just gonna be questioning it, like, why is he named Bones? Must unearth this mystery. I don't think anybody gives a shit. He's just named Bones. And if they're not naming him Bones, this Kirk's the only one that calls him Bones. Everybody else calls him Dr. or McCoy. You know, that's his title and his name. So, it's only Kirk that ever called him Bones, but yeah, the J.J. Abrams ones sucked, but then again, everything sucked in that movie. I'm not sure that there's one thing in that movie that I actually liked. Maybe Anton Yelchin as Chekhov was kind of amusing, but other than that. What the hell's going on here? Okay. Oh, wait. I get it. I see the banana thing. I don't use this too often. We just got this gadget like when I ended the stream last time, so. Sniff the banana. No, he doesn't want the scent? Alright, hold up. I might need to get it closer to his, like, level. It's a good thing these brachiosaurs are not, aggressive. Homie. Homie. Everybody got the same goddamn Marge impression. Nobody has a good one. I might as well join them. Ah! Oh, damn. We might be leaving some stuff behind. I don't think I explored the first area very thoroughly. What are those pterodactyls doing? They're in indentured servitude to carry these platforms around. Okay. At least you don't straight up die. Actually, you know what? I don't think you died. I was taking a look at the footage again in the first game. I don't think you lose a life when you drop to your death in the first game. I think they just teleport you back to the entrance of the level. You know, the section of the level that you're in, even. And they give you all your health backs. There was, like, more incentive to kill yourself by throwing yourself off of a high platform than there was to just, like, keep going in a lot of instances. Okay, we can't use a sky flyer for those. It would be great if the camera would adjust to the direction that I'm facing. I guess I can adapt, but... Oh, I double jumped! I pressed it twice. Game didn't register it, but alright. Yeah, this is going to be one of those situations where the game camera is just like a pain in the ass. I guess it's because of the platform that's moving, it's making the camera go kind of weird. It shouldn't, but it is. Ah, yes, prehistoric satellite, yeah. I remember when archaeologists dug up one of those. He knocked himself out. Damn it. Oh, it even made me immune to the missiles for a moment. That's nice. It's kind of weird to have this like gigantic satellite here. Hold on, does that do anything? No? Alright. And there's like no purpose for it. I was gonna question if I could even shoot the thing, but it doesn't look like there's anything marking it, indicating that it could be messed with. Just fell on your ass. Ooh, I need that. Thank you. What is the purpose of this? We push this or what? Let me see if it's breakable with, nope, no explosives or anything. I don't think I have anything else. It's possible, because in the first game, there were those metal containers where I didn't know what the hell they were. They looked more futuristic than, you know, a metallic cube, but that aside, you needed to break the metal canisters with the boxing glove. So it might be that we need another gadget. Ah! This game has a weird issue in registering double jumps sometimes. Oop. Got piranhas. I was thinking I'd need to use the sky flyer to get up there, but we managed to pull ourselves up. Quickly switch over back to the net. Okay, so what's that up there? Interesting. Once we knock him down... Oh shit. Oh, there he goes. He's not going to be able to get back up, I'm sure, so... Out of the way. What the hell's going on here? Oh, I see. I don't even know what broke out of there. I'm assuming it's like a Tyrannosaurus or something. God, I need to catch 7 more monkeys after this. Oh yeah, it is a Tyrannosaur. Ow. Oh, come on. I guess if anything were to break the hula hoop, you know, Tyrannosaurus is pretty fair. At least they gave us a life. I think that might be the second life I've seen, like, out in the world. Hold up, hold up. Okay. That is where we need to go. I'm in desperate need of some health. Precarious positions. You know, sometimes they'd make you do like a little tightrope walk in the first game, but they weren't like a winding path on a vine. It was usually a straight line. Although I guess I will give it that the DualShock 2 is, and the controls that they made for this game are more open and free for maneuverability than they were on the PlayStation. Gets awfully wet down there. We only got 2 slots left. I'm wondering if they have a secret, like, beat the game gadget, and then we have, like, one other thing, maybe. These are all just like little homes. What was that? Zoom in. He tried to shoot at me in the air. I think we worked backwards, but they did give us that vine to walk across. Oh, I didn't even know you were there. Come on. Got one more. I think I see him. How odd, those aren't lock-on anymore. They just fire a spread shot. Doesn't seem nearly as handy. Thanks. Oh, we got another boss already, jeez. Doesn't feel like it's even been that long since we did the last one.
Let's go!
You're late! I'm Red, the leader of the Freaky Five, and I never let nobody ever keep me waiting.
Oh, he was standing next to the white monkey. I thought maybe he was a cyborg or something at first.
You'll have to fight me first, you crumb bum. You can have
Crumb
it back
bum?
if you beat me. We already transferred the data into the laser, so we couldn't care less about that pesky Poachy guy anyway.
You serious?
Ha 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 ha! You bet I am, and since I'm the leader, I'm super strong. These muscles are more than you can handle, little boy. Oh, I'm just burning up thinking about it. There ain't nothing you can do to put this fire out, pal. Yeah! You wimp. Ha! Are you? Push.
What? Immune?
Push. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Whoa! Okay, I didn't expect that. I only had 1 health. Because, of course, they don't regenerate your health before a boss battle.
You wimp. Ha! Why you?
I mean, hey, if I wanted to suplex a T-Rex into the ring, I would.
Push.
I just don't want to display that kind of power.
Boom. Come on, push.
Ay!
Yeah, right.
No me gusta. Oh, god damn it, there's a shockwave.
Watch it. Wow. Watch it. Wow.
He's running the ropes.
Wow. You wimp. Ha. Are you? Push.
I don't think there's an opening except for after he does his little spinning attack.
Come on.
Okay, maybe not even that. He didn't get dizzy that time.
It's no use.
Yeah, it took too many weird hits.
Watch it. Wow. Push.
It does sound like Bumblebee Man from The Simpsons.
Boom. Push. Yeah, right. Ow. Boom. You wimp. Are you? Push. Yeah, right.
He's doing it again.
Boom. I'm pointing, man. Wow.
Oh my god, he's on fire now. Oh, he leaves a trail of fire. That sucks.
Yeah, right.
Give him the most special. He's giving me the most special. I ain't the one slamming T-Rexes in the ring.
I'm pointing, man. Wow. Push.
If I could shove wieners down his throat and hot dog or dogs up his butt, that'd be one thing.
Push.
Oh man, I had a weird flashback to Simpsons wrestling. Oh no!
It's no use.
Which is by far probably the worst Simpsons game I think I've ever played. And that includes like the shitty like
You loser.
NES ones.
Push.
Bart versus the World, Bart's Nightmare. They got nothing on Simpsons wrestling. That game was so hard. I remember like,
Yeah, right.
not even as a joke, but it was still kind of funny. I mean, these days I probably would do it as a joke, but I remember giving it to like friends, like, try this game, see what you think. And the game got so outrageously hard. I don't think it could be beat.
Are you? You wimp.
I'm not sure that I ever beat the damn thing. The final boss, I think, was Mr. Burns, sort of akin to the arcade game, where mostly it's just like him and Smithers throws a bunch of like vials of nuclear waste or something at you. It's very strange. But it does so much damage, and it's so hard to land a hit. I remember giving it to one friend, and he just got visibly angry, like shaking. How mad the game got him. Never bought it, always rented it. But it was always awful. It's an awful experience every time.
Yeah, right. I'm pointing, man. Wah! 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 You wimp.
I think the hula hoop is hindering me in those instances because I accidentally run into his fire.
You wimp. Why you? You wimp. Why you?
Keep trying the same thing, that works.
Swoosh.
Not good enough yet, huh? Hit him 4 times. I was hoping the 4th time would be the charm.
I'm pointing, man.
Shit. Okay, easy come, easy go.
Swoosh.
Finally. 5 times. That's the hardest boss yet. I mean, it's no
Pippachi!
Wukong
Are you hurt?
final boss, but it sure is harder than anything else we played in this game.
This is no time for celebration, young Jimmy.
No time for
It
laughing.
seems that Spectre kidnapped Pippochi to get the data on humans he needed to finish his lethargy laser. Now that they've input the data, it won't be long
Why did he need
before they
Pippochi for
fire
that?
the laser. You must hurry.
He's not making any sense, Doc. As the T-Rex stomps in the background.
Top banana!
You're getting closer to Spectre's base.
Uh-oh.
It's going to get harder from now on. Do your best.
Alright. Better save then. See, we might be approaching the end of the game. We're getting 46% there. Probably a little bit closer since that save was a few levels ago. Probably a little bit over it too since I went back and did kind of 100% of some of the other levels. Wickedly hard monkey climber. What the hell is that? GG, thank you. Thank you. No, we're good on that. Ah, gang's all here. Ape hint. Wow, look how happy he is. That's actually similar to another concept art we saw, but the other concept art was weird because he like didn't have the undershirt on, so it was like his bare torso was out in the open. Just something, a life. Even a couple cookies so I can get full health. Anything, really. Anything but these damn collectibles. Alright, we got some gold coins. I guess that's something. Alright, we got a life. Makes up for the one of the three that we lost during that boss battle. I might as well just finish it up. Oh, maybe the monkey climber was... Yeah, it was the last minigame. I gotta say, the soccer one was pretty quality. I don't know about the dancing one. That one's kind of iffy. Maybe it gets better if the songs get harder, but I think with the latency issues that come with emulating, probably not really able to play it here. But yeah, the soccer one was pretty quality. But I don't know if any of them are really as good as the first games. Whoa.
What counts is that you keep trying.
I don't even know what the objective was.
What counts?
Oh, you gotta use
is that
the...
you keep
Okay, you
trying.
gotta use the triggers. R2 and L2. God, this one's weird.
What counts is that you keep trying.
Is there a tutorial for this one? Oh, son of a bitch. Circle isn't back on this one. It's actually confirmed. Oh, I see. The ropes continually move down. You just have to, like, grab. And they move down a bit, and you slowly ascend. Maybe.
Pretty good.
Okay, I'll do it one more time. I think you have to use the analog sticks too, maybe. Okay, that was awkward. I do like the dancing monkey, though. That's always fun. Okay. No, there is... I don't think there's a tutorial. No. How odd. That was weird. It reminds me of something, like maybe a Game & Watch game or something.
I'm sending a new gadget. I hope this helps you.
This electromagnet is truly attractive. Learn all about the magic of magnets in the gadget trainer.
We like to have fun
Want to
here.
go to the gadget trainer now?
Let's do it!
Yeah.
Jimmy, it's time to learn about the electromagnet.
Well, I don't wanna.
You can use its magnetic field to pull yourself towards metal objects.
Oh, it's just like the
Also
gadget in,
pull objects towards you.
what was that? Oracle of Ages, I think.
First, Press the right analog stick in any direction to activate the magnetic field. Move the right analog stick around to aim the magnetic field. Try aiming towards that metal block.
What a good game that was. I love those Oracle games. Oh, I think I already figured out the gimmick. If they're super heavy, you can pull yourself towards them, but you can also pull them sort of.
The enemies in here are wearing protective metal helmets.
You can rip their skulls off along with those helmets.
Use the magnet to pull those helmets right off their pesky heads.
It's the heads that are pesky.
Once you've taken their helmets, you can beat them with a somersault attack. Do you remember this attack? Jump into the air and press the L3 button.
I think I tried to do that before and it didn't seem to work. Yeah, it's like finicky or something, because I did it that one time and then I'm not able to do it again. There we go. You have to be like super precise with it. I don't know if having the baton makes it any easier, but like with this one, at least with this gadget, you need to be right on top of them. And for whatever reason, like I don't think it's a controller issue, because I got no problem with any other game where I have to click the stick in, but for whatever reason, I can't execute it like 100% of the time. Ah, an urban city environment.
Let's do it!
Guess I have to pull it. I can't move it from the side. You can't defeat the master of magnetism. Oh, look at that. That actually worked. That's crazy. I was actually kind of hoping I could reflect his bullets or something like that, or stop him in midair. But hey, that works too. If I'm just able to take their guns away from them. Okay, not as handy with the missiles, I think. I don't seem to be able to like take the backpacks away. How could I be defeated by a wooden gun? That was... What was that? Was it the Fantastic Four, or was that Spidey and Friends? What an awful show. But me, the master of magnetism, defeated a wooden gun? It's like at that moment he could have just like wrecked everyone's shit. But no, the police had caught him, so he played by fair rules. It was a Fantastic Four cartoon. What an awful cartoon. I like the part, I think it has to be from the same episode. I've only ever seen clips of that episode. But the one where he rolls up in his like sled. Fool. My vehicle needs no fuel. Exactly. All right, cuff him with those metal cuffs and put him in that metal car. Take him away, boys.
No problem.
I gotta be honest, I was never a Fantastic Four fan in general. I think stuff like that maybe just like reassured the fact that I didn't like them, but never been my favorite superhero group. Damn it. I want this to have more uses. Ugh. Most of those hits were dumb just because I was trying to... Oh, good. We had one cookie. Oh, I lost the other one. Most of those hits I took were just me experimenting with the magnet thing. Oh, we got a quick one. He's running like Naruto. Yeah, Dr. Doom's alright. Most of the Dr. Doom interactions I've seen are actually from like crossover events. It's never anything that has been done with the actual Fantastic Four. I think mostly every time I see Dr. Doom, he's a very sassy character. He's a very sarcastic man. I think that might be his greatest attribute. Yeah, I've never been a big, huge fan of the Human Torch. Johnny, I mean, you know, I'm willing to accept that maybe I haven't read the right or seen. I used to be into comics back in the day, so I still think mostly of superheroes as like comic books, but I maybe haven't seen or read the right stories. But yeah, none of the Fantastic Four, like as far as the heroes go, really do it for me. It's like Dr. Doom, from what I've seen in some instances, he looks like a fun villain. And then I don't know, it's everyone else. It's just kind of like from that series. What even is like any other big Fantastic Four like villains? Because like Dr. Doom is the only one that comes to mind. I tell you what, there was a Batman Beyond episode where there was like a clear ripoff of like the Fantastic Four. They were like a manufactured superhero team or something like that, and he had to fight all four of them eventually. That was a great episode. A lot of those weird episodes that you didn't think would be all that good. Going back and rewatching them. I mean, the show was fantastic in general. A little weak on the third season, but still, I think it had a lot of highlights. Favorite moment is his hate for Reed Richards makes him the best godfather to Susan Storm, just because any moment he can, with his daughter. Means Reed does not get to see her. Okay. I guess they all kind of have like an interpersonal relationship, so that is fairly unique. Something that doesn't really happen between a lot of superheroes and their respective villains. So I can see where the dynamic would be interesting. Coming for you. Linda. Oops, that took too long. I see how it is. Uh-oh. This seems dangerous. see what... Oh, I do not have the magnet equipped. Oh, yeah, you're right, the scroll. I guess the scroll are pretty big. That is the one thing, I guess, about the Fantastic Four, is there's a larger space element with them that I don't think happens with a lot of other superheroes, especially in the Marvel universe. Marvel stuff tends to stay on Earth, I think, especially since they got, like, real-life locations. And, you know, to go out into the further galaxy is like a little treat. Doesn't happen as much. I mean, retrospectively, it probably happens millions of times, but it doesn't happen as often, I think, as, especially with the individual superheroes or comic book series. Silver Surfer and Galactus. Yeah, but he's his own thing. I don't think he came from Fantastic Four, right? Or are you just talking about space things in general? It's like X-Men ventured into space every once in a while. It's where Cyclops' father went, and it's where they got the Dark Phoenix and all that. But other than that, they didn't make the venture out into space too often. Spider-Man doesn't go into space too often, although Venom came from space. No, he came from another dimension, never mind. I'm thinking of the cartoon. They change it, though. Anytime they don't want to have the Secret Wars, they just, like, make Venom come from an asteroid or something. They both originated from Fantastic Four? That's weird. I thought they were their own property before that. I remember when they were debuting the cartoon of Silver Surfer, and they were making a big, huge deal about it. I think it was on Fox. And they're like, stay tuned for Silver Surfer. And I remember somebody in my family was like, oh, we gotta watch that. And it's gonna be good. And then we watched it, and it was like the shittiest cartoon ever. It might have been as bad as the 90s Fantastic Four, or possibly the 90s Iron Man. That was pretty bad, too. Or worse. And then I think it only ever had 2 episodes. I don't think it made it past, like, the pilot. It wasn't good. We'll get you. Probably, I don't remember. Fucking alien from space and cannot age. I mean, yeah, that sounds about right for comic books. Was it the woman with, like, the spade hair? Like, her hair looked like it went into, like, a spade symbol? I don't remember her name. You know, I gotta say, as much as I like Marvel, I feel like I liked Marvel a lot more as a child, but I think I read DC like a lot more often. Oh, God, that happened the last time too, God damn it. I want that life. Ultimate Alliance. Man, it sucks. I had Ultimate Alliance. I had that on PS2. I think I still have it. Actually, that might be one of the ones I got rid of that I was just talking about not that long ago. And then I had Ultimate Alliance 2 on PS2 as well. And then I realized I had completely forgotten, but there was an Ultimate Alliance on like PS3 or something like that. It got a remaster. Well, it was probably PS3 and like Xbox 360, but it got a remaster that was available for a short time on the PlayStation Network. And a few of my friends got it, and then they told me about it. I didn't even realize it was a thing, and they told me about it like after it had gotten pulled from the network. And I'm like, shit. I mean, I guess I could buy a physical copy from like PS3 or something like that, but I don't know. I feel like that game might have been able to benefit from a slightly better graphical situation. Remember when Ultimate Alliance came out and there's like a shitload of Ultimate Alliance clones? Even amongst themselves, there was like the X-Men version, which wasn't as good. Cree Summer did a voice for a very annoying original character. And then, Wanted, eh? There was a very bad, DC knockoff. I think it was just called Justice League. X-Men had the formula first? Man, I don't remember. Well, Ultimate Alliance did it better. There's a very bad DC one, though, just called Justice League, I think. I played it one time. I think I bought it in a bargain bin for like $10. It was not worth that. Well, it was a shittier game, so... Legend 2 was better. I remember liking that one more. I did not like the first one at all, though. Shit. Off with ye. One of these situations. I've been thinking about getting Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch. It's like one of the handful of Switch games that I might purchase. My Switch has been outside of... I think I played, what, Earthbound Beginnings? We did that a few months ago. That's like the one game I've played through to completion on the Switch. Everything else has been bust, basically. I've not done anything on my own time. Kind of been thinking about doing a couple things for a stream, but... Well, even if it's like... okay, like passable. I haven't played a game like that in forever, so I think it would probably be worth checking out at the very least. Oh wait, oh wait, I think I see. What? It extends it. That's weird. But, yeah, there's not a whole lot of games on the Switch that I really want. I kind of got the Switch I got out of FOMO, because it was like the... I thought I was going to get Tears of the Kingdom, and then when I saw more gameplay of it, I'm like, oh, it's just Breath of the Wild. And then I decided I didn't want it. But there was the Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition, and it's not like I haven't missed... special editions for Zelda games before, but Legend of Zelda is my favorite Nintendo series, so I'm willing to give it a lot of flack. But I wanted the special edition console, so I ended up getting it. But boy, I have not used it. You love Tears of the Kingdom? It's Breath of the Wild is not for me. I don't think I like that type of gameplay. I can see where people do like it. I can see where it's fun, but yeah, it's not my kind of thing. I ain't saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't think I'd enjoy playing it. Because I don't know. I streamed when I streamed the Zelda series. That was probably about 2 years ago too. Maybe that was 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago we did Zelda, and 2 years ago we did Tomb Raider. But when I did the Zelda series, boy, I was having a blast playing all those Zelda games. There's like a bunch of 3D ones that I'd never done before. It was fun revisiting the ones that I did. And then when I got to Breath of the Wild, I don't know, not much. It's definitely a lot different from the rest of the series, and I think I prefer a more classical approach to my Zelda games. Cup of tea. You gotta switch for Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing, like Animal Crossing, but do Fire Emblem is not your cup of tea. Yeah, sometimes the series will, long-running ones especially, will try something different or do something weird, and it's not always going to be favorable. for a long time player. I got 3 more. That just, oh shit. That comes back down, right? Good, good. Okay. I thought I screwed myself for a second. I was like, this looks familiar, and it's, yep, it's the entrance. Alright, we need to see what's on the other side of this. 3 years ago when I was doing the Zelda series, though, I had never played Twilight Princess before, and I ended up liking it quite a bit. I did Skyward Sword for the first time too, didn't like that one as much. I thought the sword play mechanics was kind of neat, but the level design I think was one of the major issues, and then the fact that you had to kind of just go back to the same levels several times over throughout the duration of the game with minimal differences, that kind of irked me as well. Definitely, I bought the remaster or whatever for Switch just in case I ever feel like playing it again. And the good thing about the Switch version is you can use it with just like normal ass controls. So I was kind of appreciative of that, but I don't think I'm gonna be revisiting it anytime soon. I do have half a mind to go back to Twilight Princess, though. I bought the remaster that was on the Wii U, and I've been getting kind of hankering to do something Zelda related, so that might be it. Ooh, a tank. That is not the fire button. Oh yeah, it's just like the last game. I think your Stockholm's with Fire Emblem. Ike's story is fantastic. Awakening was a good comeback of the series, but then Three Houses have been let down by all the other games. I didn't play Twilight Princess because I talked about it when I streamed it, but that's been so long ago. But I had the Wii version. It was actually gifted to me by my mom. And then one time I had taken the game to play it at my grandparents' house. And my aunt lived with my grandparents, and she had a dog, a new dog. And the dog tore into some games that I had brought over and just completely decimated the discs, including Twilight Princess. So I never got past the first 10 minutes. And then I wasn't sure that I wanted to get play the Wii version anyway, but hey, it was gifted to me, so might as well just have stuck with that one. But there was the GameCube version, and I always said, well, I'll just get the GameCube version because I bet you I'd like the GameCube controls better anyway. Because I still, even back then, wasn't sold on the Wii's motion controls. I'm still not. But I waited and waited, and then it unfortunately turned out to be one of those games that just got like more valuable over time. But I guess that happened with most Zeldas in general. But unfortunately, that game just never got any cheaper. So I missed my opportunity when I could have bought it for like $50, and then it like started leaping up in price to be like over 100. I think since then it's come down just a little bit, but I did manage to snag it several years ago for a decent price. And that's the one I ended up streaming on the GameCube. A lot of people were confused because they had completely reversed the map between the Wii and the Wii U version and the GameCube version. Actually, I think if you do the Wii U version in the master mode, it flips the map back around to what it originally was on the GameCube. But I thought it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it quite thoroughly. You know, I don't know if I like it as much or the same as Wind Waker. I still would kind of have to think about it. But, you know, I think as far as like 3D Zeldas go, it's not bad. Gotcha. No, that game never went on sale. To be honest, I don't even know if she knew that the dog had eaten the disc. I don't know if I ever brought it up, but I never asked about it. I felt bad because, you know, it was a gift and it got destroyed, but there wasn't too much I could do about that. Or if you're talking about my aunt, no, she didn't do jack shit. I think I asked her too. I'm like, can you like get these games for me that your dog ate? And she's like, nah, I don't think so. All right. I forget what I lost. I lost I think a couple of Wii games. I think I had Red Steel 2 because I kept them in a CD case. And it was never a problem. I'd always have to stay at my grandparents' house for like a short duration every day because I don't know, I was a kid back then and there wasn't a way for me to get back to my house assuredly, and it was so far away. So my mom would pick me up at my grandparents' house. But I would like stay at my grandparents' house for, you know, hours at a time every day. And then sometimes I'd be there over the weekends too. So I'd always bring my games with me. But, you know, I wasn't bringing over like a half dozen cases so I could switch between games. I brought like this little CD folder. So the CD folder case is what I had, and then the dog tore into that and destroyed several things. But yeah, Red Steel 2, that one was destroyed. I never got to replace that one, I don't think. I think the first Resistance on PS3 got destroyed. I might have replaced that one. Because it was super cheap. I saw it at one of the local shops one day. Twilight Princess. I think I had a Dragon Ball collection. It wasn't a video game. It was like the anime. It was like disc 4 of Series 5. It was like when Goku had become an adult already. But I think that got destroyed. I never got to have that replaced. There was a number of things. It was a lot of games. Oh, I want to say one that sort of became valuable for some reason was WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. I think that got destroyed. One time I was looking in my CD case for it because there was like a thread or something talking about it, and then I looked back and I'm like, I have that game, right? And then it wasn't in the CD case. And I'm like, shit. So I was looking for a replacement disc, and people were selling it for like $70 for the disc only. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Lethargy laser B.
I don't know, Doc. Don't ask me. I'm sure there was more. I'm drawing a blank. What the hell? We've seen some ugly Jimmy concept arts, but that one might take the cake. He looked like a troll doll. Yeah, apparently that SmackDown game is like considered a fan favorite. I mean, I played it a lot. I played a lot of them at the time. I had SmackDown 1 and 2 on PlayStation, neither of which I thought was all very great, but I still played them sort of. And then the first one on PS2 I think was Just Bring It. That one was like okay, but it still had like that PS1 SmackDown stank on it. Wasn't that great. And then Here Comes the Pain. No, it was Shut Your Mouth after that. Shut Your Mouth I think I played a lot. And then I think Here Comes the Pain came out after that, and then that one was a step up. And then after that I lost track. They might have started moving into SmackDown versus Raw after that. Which I only got maybe like 2 of those. But at least for what is that outfit? At least for Shut Your Mouth and Here Comes the Pain, I think those are probably the 2 best. I did manage to rebuy it. I went to the local shop that I always go to, and there was like just like a slew of SmackDown games. So I think I had got the replacement disc for Here Comes the Pain, and I think I ended up buying something else. I forget what. Played it religiously. I remember loving it, and then the Creator Wrestler was really good in those games. But yeah, I did the season mode quite a bit. Had a lot of weird like attitude into like Ruthless Aggression era plot lines that were just like kind of made up to your Creator Wrestler thing. Or I guess you could play as like a real wrestler or two, but those weren't as fun. Ah, we got some cookies. All right. Let us see. Code Chimp, eh? This looks like it's in a desert base. Defeat Spectre. Oh boy. We might have come across the end of this. Def Jam Fight for New York. Def Jam Fight for New York. I always remember hearing was a good game, but I never played it. I always wanted to though.
Yes, Spectre is definitely somewhere inside, but he's not one for complacency.
Def
You
game.
can bet he has plenty of surprises in store for you. You must be on your guard.
Okay, I'll be careful.
There was a game engine that, well, no, I guess I'm thinking of the one that was on the N64. Galactic Wrestling. Was that on PS2? I seem to sort of remember that. I could like sort of picture the cover in my head. I don't have the Def Jam. No, I don't have either one of those. But they all use the same engine, I'm assuming? Or was it literally the same team for all of them? The one I have is WCW NWO, what is it, Nitro? On N64, and then the WWF one, that's like the exact same game, except it has WWF guys in it. I played the WCW one first, though. No Mercy, I think, is what it is. So I've got both of those in N64. Is that the Aki engine or whatever? You idiot. I had to mute myself there because I was about to sneeze, but I did not sneeze. Okay, so it was. Alright, so that's the one that, like, everybody talks about. The Aki engine, I guess. I remember it being in a discussion, or at least reading a discussion about it, where people were talking about, like, this wrestling engine that all these games used. So it must be the Aki engine. I'd probably check it out. I mean, if it's not like a super expensive game, though, I bet you I could probably find it at one of my shops here. Oh, shit. Ah! God damn it. These UFOs in the first game, you didn't used to be able to hit them just in midair like that. You'd have to, like, get up, or get them down from a distance. Stop it. Damn it, I was hitting in the wrong spot. I have depth perception problems, I guess. Mid-air catch. Okay, what is this? Another radar that we can't do anything with? A little sensitive on that analog stick. Soundtrack ain't bad. Definitely more hits than misses compared to the first game. Listen to those keys. Shit. I just want to see what happens when I use the magnet. Nothing. Great. You know, collecting money, I guess money is only ever used for using the gachapon machine. You don't even get like a free life when you make 100. Hold up. Oh. Boy, I wasted some missiles on these guys. I did not know that they died to just the standard shots. Shit. Don't fire your missiles, please. Oh good, they have a distance limit. No! Idiot. Gonna shoot me with like a love beam. I forget you can move while doing the twirling attack. It's actually pretty handy. I don't even, well, I was gonna say I don't even need to catch all these monkeys, but if it's like the first game, sometimes you need to catch a certain amount of monkeys in order to progress through the level, but we haven't seen anything like that in any of the previous levels that we've done. So that might not be a mechanic that holds any weight anymore. I'm just catching these monkeys for the hell of it. Out of here. Why did I need to maybe pull this thing? What did it do? Where did it come from even? Oh, there it is. Oh, maybe it takes us somewhere. There we go. See, that's a nifty little feature. I like it when the magnet can not only like pull things towards you, but also get yourself pulled. I think that's how it worked in the Oracle game, whichever one the magnet item was in. Oh boy, is this gonna be one of those battle elevators? It's a game trip that you just don't see too much anymore. It was not, never mind. Forget I said anything. Shit, wrong way. Bonk. Gotta say, using the analog sticks to move and then have the analog stick also be your attack button is a little weird. But whatever, I guess you don't need to attack as much as you need to move. Ooh, a life. You know how rare those are. best way to beat these guys is just to get hit and then have the slight immunity for a couple seconds. Right on the money. I wonder if I should destroy these or not. It almost looks like they might make a bridge or something. Let us see. Maybe not. Kind of weird that they're there in the first place, though. I don't get it. Something up top, maybe? No? Strange. Any secrets? Nothing. They're just there for the sake of being there, I guess. What the hell's going on? I don't have a tank. Oh, it respawns. At least it doesn't respawn at the beginning of the level. Have to walk back a little bit for it, but better than the alternative. Get you. Nice. Oh. End of the line for the tank. It got us through the door. I'm gonna leave him. Oh shit, there was a gap there. God damn it. It doesn't look like it when you're coming up to it. Only when like the camera angle immediately shifts when you're about to fall. Real cool, that one. Out a whole lot. I'm not gonna bother hitting the other one. Oh no, you don't. I see what you're doing. It's so hard to pull off. Maybe I'll just leave. combination. One keeps hitting me with the love ray to get stunned, and then I get hit by the bullets, or the missiles after that. Did not know you could do that. Jimmy, you fool! Whoa, whoa, okay. I guess we're continually jumping on these ones. Gun. So many conveyor belts. Good lord. Ow. I'm pretty good about avoiding those. I think it was the first one I've actually hit. This reminds me of Ratchet and Clank. I feel like there might have been a level that might have been sort of similar to that. A bunch of conveyor belts and shit that you had to platform yourself across. Whoa! That rat stole my money. He made off with it too. Much easier to kill him in the casino, and there's not as much space for them to move around in. Guess I probably should have pulled out a long-range weapon. Making a few mistakes, but otherwise I think we're pretty much good. Get me on there. Wow, that sucks. You son of a bitch. The magnet like pulled me off of the platform entirely. I mean, if it was a real magnet, it would have pulled me closer to the platform that was moving across while it was moving and not just like pull me forward. Little logic flaw there, game. The hell was that boo? What boo? Was there a boo? Ah. Calm down. Oh, we got a little gymnast on our hands, eh? Oh man, this guy's got a love ray and bombs. I hate that he could repel like the baton. I feel like that should follow through regardless of what he's doing. I don't like it when the weapon reacts to like the environment. Oh, shitty. I remember seeing a clip of a Berserk game though. I've never read Berserk, so I don't know the names of the characters, but Berserk Man with his giant Berserk sword, there's a level where you're like in like these tight hallways, and if you try to use the usual sword, it like clinks against all the walls, so you have to come up with some other method to fight the enemies. I'm like, that's pretty creative, but also it kind of sucks. I remember laughing my ass off in, I think it was the first Final Fantasy VII remake, where Cloud sees Sephiroth in like a vision or something, and he tries to pull the sword off his back, but he's under like the archway of a door, and then like the door repels his sword. I'm like, oh no. That sucks. It's funny though. Oh god. Hopefully that's enough. I didn't know there was going to be a bomb on it. Okay. Good, good. I guess if we missed it, we would have gotten a chance to do it again anyway. Oh, we can jump over this. Ah! I mean, I don't really want to waste time on this one when the other one's shooting missiles at me, but alright. Okay, this one's a fast runner. He's a fast runner and he uses guns. That's a new one. Making progress. Okay, we opened up like a platform or something, but where is that? Oh, over here, okay. Gotcha. Oh boy, which way to go? This level's huge. Oh. See ya, Boots. That is not the magnet. I guess he went away. I'm not really interested in fighting any of these guys since I've only got 1 health, but at the same time, it's like I maybe want to try. See if I can get some health. Here's some health. This'll do. There's one on the other side too. I will chance it.
Come. You don't really think you caught me, do you? Because you are the ones who are in trouble now. Here is my latest invention. The Mark II battle cruiser.
Ah, what is that?
It's the Mark II battlecruiser, didn't you listen?
It will be over before you know it. Ha! Well, been nice knowing you. Ouch!
Well.
What was that? Oh, who did that?
Are those Vita Z bananas?
Just what in the world is going on?
Oh, it's the fat one. He's come back.
Yellow monkey? What do you think think you're doing? Have you gone bananas? More banana. No! No banana, then smash! Oh, an overdose of Vitamin C bananas has sent him on a rampage. We have no choice but to retreat for now. Smash!
It's like a little bit of Vegeta in his cadence, but I don't think it's oh, what's his name?
I'm starving.
I can't help you with that, sir. Oh, I'm like, where am I? What the hell do I do? Ew. He's got like gross teeth. Oh, damn it. I went in with pretty low health and I took like some bad hits like right from the start. Ah. Gee, thanks. Yeah, that doesn't help me too much, but... Looks like it probably hurts. Hey, I got an idea. If he was really trying to kill me, why doesn't he just like crush me in his palm?
It's no use.
Man, I really don't like his like little nipple coverings and stuff. It's really gross.
I'm starving.
Okay, I guess I'm supposed to jump for that? That sucks. I might... Okay, let's switch over to this instead of the baton, because I don't think we're using the baton for pretty much anything.
I'm starving.
Nice. Okay, so we avoided that. I do wonder, I was trying to use the spread shot to see if I could... What's it gonna do here? To see if I could potentially hit all three teeth at once, but I don't think it's actually doing that. So I might switch over to the bombs.
That tickles.
Knocked out a whole rotten tooth. That just tickles. Hey, still got old Chopper here. Yay, we knocked out all the teeth. How that defeats him, I don't really know. Doesn't seem to hurt him in any, but you know. Oh, we made him super tiny. Take out the teeth, make him small. Makes sense.
Jimmy, do you read me? Spectre has headed off to the moon.
Okay, well, I didn't see that one coming.
The moon. That's where Spectre's base is.
Precisely. And
Very
undoubtedly also the
good.
location of this
Thank you.
lethargy laser. You must stop that laser from being fired.
So
Tee-hee.
what is it you're all talking about?
Spectre!
I really didn't expect you to beat Old Yellow. But I'm afraid that will be just about the last victory for you. because I am about to reveal my trump card.
Trump card? You mean the lethargy laser?
Aha! Well, it seems you've been doing your homework. Then I suppose it won't hurt to tell you that when this thing is fired at the Earth, humankind will lose all motivation to resist my plans of domination.
No way! Not a chance!
Oh, really? If you think you can stop me, I'm just dying to see you try. Because I do believe you're doomed. But anyway, see you around, Shaw. Ciao!
Darn it! We've gotta hurry! Yes!
Well, I wonder if that's going to be another series of levels or if it's just going to be one. Oh, we got more monkeys than that.
You did an amazing job defeating that enemy.
Thanks. Oh, right, I don't have the baton equipped. Oh boy, another monkey fable, part 7 or whatever that story is. Couldn't be happier. Another one of these. Thank you, Mythical. Right now I'm just seeing if maybe I could either get a little bit of health or maybe another life. Wait a second. Sometimes, I mean, I try to skip through the photos as quick as possible, but that looked like Jimmy getting kicked in the nuts. Bingo boingo boingo. Get another game hint. Ah, there's some life. Not lives, but I guess it's cookies, so good enough. Alright. Whatever, it's good enough. Ah, the moon base. Alright. Well, let's play it and see. Maybe we might be able to get this done. I mean, we were in a base-like area last time. They were obviously trying to pull the wool over your eyes if it's going to be the level where you fight Spectre, but Not in this case. What are these moon structures? I guess we could always go to the photo album and see, but I'm pretty sure he was. I don't know. That's what it seemed like at first glance. I'm aware. I see him. Or her, I guess, since it's Chelsea. Oh, boy, I had the wrong gadget equipped. Oh boy, we're gonna need to use all our gadgetry for this one. Lardy? What a name. It's almost offensive. Okay, so these things opened up, but is there something I need to do? I don't see why that would have opened up unless there was something we needed. It looks like there's supposed to be missiles, but yeah, something we needed to do with this. I don't have like a grenade launcher. If this was like any other game that maybe had grenades or something in it, I would probably look at trying to launch a grenade in there and seeing if it explodes it. Closest thing we got is the slingshot, but I already tried using an explosive. That didn't seem to do anything. Odd. Yeah, they just opened up and released like pig soldiers, so okay. I do dislike in this game how often you have to like jump up a staircase. Ah, son of a bitch. Like you can't just hold forward and have Jimmy walk up it. He has to hop up the steps most of the time. Keep switching my gadgets around. Alright, I mean, there's usually no objectives in these types of levels. I'm guessing with this one it's probably just gonna be catch Spectre. Usually there's like a brief period where they like recoil and stuff. I guess it's just gonna hop from one ship to the next. Oh, I think he was about to get up. I think I got him before he moved over to the next ship. So Managed to spare ourselves one at the very least. Very Klonoa-esque platformer segment where you're on a moving platform and have to maneuver yourself in order to get the coins. Weird? Okay. RoboCop looking asshole. I guess you have to beat the armor off of him. Get on there. It seemed like there was a middle road or something I might have missed. Son of a bitch. Well, at least it distracted him long enough for me to catch him. I was kind of wondering, though. I see him. Okay. It's tripping me up on that one. They give you the full cookie here, just in case you don't make it. I had pulled out the, oh, there it goes. Man, that was quick. I can't catch him. Anyway, I had pulled out the net to see if I could just catch him, but I forgot he was in the armor. You gotta break that shit off before you can hit him. Kai. What a wuss. Immediately retreats. I'm gonna say most of these interior buildings probably aren't worth even looking into. Maybe if we need to do 100% or something, we'll come back to those. But yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna see about moving on through the level. guess you have to have some kind of use for the hydro pump. Oh. See, I didn't even recognize the platform underneath that as an actual platform. It looked just too weird. Ugh, I wish the game could read my mind and like change the gadget to what I want. Oh, damn it. Apester. Sometimes the camera angle changes to like this Dutch angle side view mode so that you could watch Jimmy catch the monkey in epic fashion. But in that particular instance it tried to, but I was just getting my ass blown up. Oh good, a little bit of health. Damn it. What's up, Scoob? Need me? What's up, you streaming? Actually, if you're streaming, I guess I would you probably wouldn't be able to answer me. Son of a bitch. If you're doing Fall Guys or something. Alright. Well, this might be my last level. I don't know if you want to convey that to him, but I could be almost finished with this, so if I wrap this up, then I'll probably join up. He said he was maybe gonna do Fall Guys tonight. I don't think he like super confirmed that. I guess those guys couldn't have gotten up there, but they were disturbing me nonetheless. Come on. I can't, oh, that sucks. Oh, you can pull it back. I thought that was a wall. There's a little niche there. I'm like, man, did I have to push that? But then you can't push it. You can only pull it. But yeah, there's a little niche for you to do it. I might have to eat a hit here to get it done. We good. Okay. What do we got? It's a very Fall Guys-like platform. Okay, you cannot use the sky flyer for that. It takes way too much time. Man, even a double jump. Jeez. I think I need to get... I don't even know if it's like towards the end I should be getting to, because it might be a little bit too far, but I need to position myself maybe in the middle and then run with it.
No! It's no use.
I took 2 hits that time and ended up killing me. God damn it. Alright, well, alright, that's good. I'm like, if they put me at the beginning of this room, that's gonna suck. But they just put me here, so that's not bad. But I think I'm just gonna eat those hits. That's a hard jump to make. That's a really hard jump to make. It's a hard jump to make for like this game, because in most other games, forward momentum while you're jumping is, you know, pretty significant. But with this game, it's like it's almost human. Jimmy does not jump very far forward, so that sort of becomes a problem. And then I can't use the Sky Flyer because the platform was like way too fast for that, so. Really? It's gonna be that slow? Oh, hey. At least there's a second platform that comes in from the other side. Big green pit of doom. That reminds me of both Spider-Man and Superman 64. I guess I'd choose to remember Spider-Man more if I could, but I can't. There's like a thing in superhero games at the time, like if you were flying or moving around a city, it's like the general platforms couldn't handle that much building. So they're like, I know, let's cover the area with fog. So with Superman, I think it was like kryptonite dust or some such. And it's like you had to fly through very specific points. It's not gonna work. I was wondering if I could get, oh, I could go on the other side, damn it. Waste of time going around when I could have been on either side. With Spider-Man, at least you could like web sling and you kind of had freedom of choice of where you wanted to go. Superman's controls were god awful though. I mean, I don't need to talk about how bad that game was, but a friend of mine owned it. And I think we played it before like it became all the buzz. I mean, everybody knew that game was shit from like the very beginning. I remember game magazines calling it bad back when it released, but it didn't become like a meme on the internet when we were trying it out. He just really liked, I mean, he was a big Superman fan, which sucks. So he'd like, you know, get a lot of Superman related stuff, and he liked the animated series, which was pretty good. It wasn't no Batman, but, you know, it's a decent shake at a DCAU. But, yeah, I think he just bought that game blind, and, what a waste of money that was. But I remember us playing it, even he who owned the game, he couldn't make it past, I think maybe like the 3rd or 4th level, something like that. But we had tried it at some point, just kind of for a lark. And yeah, we could not play that game. I think we played it for a decent amount of time too, like an hour or something like that. We could not make a dent in that game. Unfortunately, Superman has not had a good history of video games, though. I fell prey to that. Although I think it might have been a situation where it was a family member had gifted it to me, so I don't know that I made the judgment call on that one. But I remember having the Superman Returns video game based off of the Superman Returns movie, and that game was ass. It wasn't as bad as Superman 64, but it was pretty damn bad. It was the PS2 version as well. I think that game had been on 7th generation platforms, which I had, but I think the family member that got it for me didn't like know that there are like version differences. they'd always get it like movie games too. Because, you know, I'd like movies. I remember liking Superman Returns. I probably mentioned at some point that, like, yeah, that movie was alright. So then, oh, let's get the game. No. It's probably not a good idea. And then, I remember the same thing happening with Pirates of the Caribbean. I remember having the At World's End video game, and like the best part about that game is you get a movie ticket to the movie, I guess. That was like the one good thing about it. Although I gotta say, At World's End is probably the weakest of that trilogy. It wasn't that great. I only saw that one once. I saw Dead Man's Chest like 5 times in the movie theater. I liked it so much. I got kind of a hankering to watch that movie again. Haven't seen it in ages though. Scotty. Neo? He's the one. I don't know if the Skyflyer can get me over there. The one from like the early 2000s, Mythical. I remember going to see that with a weird group of people. It was like there was somebody that I kind of knew through somebody else, and they like invited me to go see that. They invited me to their house for a pizza party, and then they were all going to go see the Fantastic Four movie after that. And I remember like they all sat on the upper row, and I didn't want to sit up there, so I sat down below, and like one of my other friends like sat with me, but like the whole group. Like I didn't know any of those people, so it was weird because of that mostly. But that was like the one thing I remember about that movie. It was like how odd the pairing was. Oh, I see what I need to do here. Why did you invite me here? I barely know you. 2005 one? Okay. I remember that being okay. I don't think it was I remember it being a great movie, but I remember it being alright. I never saw the sequel. The sequel looked kind of trashy, but I don't know. It was also weird because it was like a PG movie where the first one was PG-13. So to me that always struck me as odd because it felt like they were trying to go for a more family-friendly approach. And it's not. What the hell? That sucks.
It's no use.
And it's not like the first one was like hard edge or anything like that, but the second one especially felt like family-friendly, especially with the commercials. I remember it showing up on like a bunch of kids' cartoons and stuff. That's odd. They might have thought it could make more money or something, I don't know. Oh, there's a door with a Spectre head on it. That might mean something. What's down here? Oh, shit. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I thought there would be a platform down there, you son of a bitch. I don't think there's like a fast way for me to get back up. I saw the life floating there, and I'm like, that'd be handy. And then jump down there. There's not even a platform to catch you. I thought there was. Silver Surfer was alright, wasn't great. You ever see the the remake they tried to do? Now they're trying to reboot it again. I wonder how that's going to turn out. It'd probably be a better shake than the... I gotta do all this shit again. It sucks. Probably a better shake than that last reboot, but I hear that there's a lot of studio involvement in that one that made it not so good. Kinda. I think that was legitimately a trick from the game, though. It's like they make you go in there thinking, oh yeah, it's a life for you to get, but it's not worth it. Even if I did get the life, which I didn't, it was a little bit far out there, so I thought maybe there'd be a platform that I could use to walk over to it. But even if I did get the life, I probably wouldn't think it's worth it. He thought the reboot looked ass. Yeah, it felt like they were going for like a super edgy, like young, get the teens in on it, sort of approach. I remember seeing the Doctor Doom scene, and that looked like it might be kind of cool. Like where he's walking through the hallway or whatever, and like killing everybody, making people's heads explode. And I'm like, oh, that looks... I mean, that doesn't look like the same movie, but it looks interesting. This sucks. I think they only tip when you walk on it, so I'm just gonna use a Sky Flyer for each one. I thought maybe I could jump on the first few early, and I think you kind of can, but... Get little Fall Guys training in here. Whoa. I'm gonna die again. If I take one more hit, I'm dead, so I gotta be careful. That's, yeah, it was enough. Yeah, we need some cookies. That would be nice.
What took you so long, little Jimmy? Sorry, but
Little
we've
Jimmy?
already finished preparing
I'm actually gonna
a
make a save
recipe
state here.
for firing.
I don't usually condone this type of behavior.
I won't, not just yet. First, I must take revenge for the Freaky Monkey 5.
But I kind of don't want to do that level again, if need
The
be.
symbol crashing monkey, for years mocked by humans, will now be a symbol for the ascendance of monkey kind. One that will now incite fear. So, have fun playing with your new friend, Jimmy.
I don't know what's gonna happen here. I tend not to... That's a trick. I tend not to like using save states because I prefer to beat a game as it's originally intended, but if for the sake of like time conservation, sometimes I'll make an exception. It usually applies to stream only though. What are we doing here? How am I supposed to avoid that without taking a hit? I don't think the Skyflyer gets me up that high. Oh, I got a life. That's cool. It doesn't look like it. The Skyflyer goes high enough. Okay, it does. It does. Nice. I think what I was seeing was the electric fence, like, in the background.
Surprise, little man. Feast your eyes upon his true form. Ultra Goliath.
Ah!
Behold the sheer perfection. The exquisite simian symmetry. Ultra Goliath will crush you like an ant. Watch out there, or you'll become part of the floor. All you can do now is run and hide, little man.
Guess he didn't account for the weight. He got stuck, so it's like the same boss battle from the first game, where it's like half a torso.
You tricked me again, haven't you, Jimmy?
But I didn't do anything, Spectre. If you want to blame someone, blame yourself.
Silence! I don't need his legs to beat you anyway. I'll get you for sure this time. Ah!
Ah. See if we can use a magnet here. Maybe not right now. Hold up one sec. Oh, sure thing, Mythical. My pleasure. Maybe I can get to raid you or something one of these days. I didn't know you streamed, to be quite honest. So usually, if people watch me and they're streamers, I usually try to follow them, see if I can check them out while they're streaming, or maybe even do a little raid or something when I get the opportunity. Unfortunately, I can't always do everybody I'd like to, just because of you know, the hour at which I stream. I'm a little bit of a night owl when it comes to streaming. I don't know if we're gonna need the Skyflyer. Son of a bitch. Now we need the Skyflyer for that. God damn it. Not yet. Got caught reading chat. Oh, he's like breaking multiple platforms now, though. This, I might need the Skyflyer instead. Another one of you streaming buddies told you to get back into it? I got you. Sometimes a little motivation is all you need. It's a fun thing to do, though. I enjoy streaming. I have for the past 6 or 7 years or so. Didn't as much when I first started. It was a little sort of an odder experience back in the day, but I think consistently doing it has kind of helped me appreciate it a little bit more. Ugh. Okay, so the hula hoop does help out for the missiles for sure. I guess the magnet is only ever useful for this one segment, so I should probably just switch back and forth between the hula hoop and the magnet, because I'm not going to need it for anything else. Knowing what we need to do, this shouldn't be too bad unless he throws something really weird at us. Down. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Not bad. Come on. I missed it. God damn it. Can't believe it. I had the wrong gadget equipped. I thought I had switched over when I did not. You son of a bitch. He only ever hits multiple platforms, like if you actually end up on a space in between two of them, but sometimes they sneak up on me. Gotta do it again, huh? Alright. Oh shit. Decrease the size of the map. Hopefully this is the last one. Thank God.
What could I have done wrong?
You made a giant gorilla robot and thought you could take over the world with it.
Hey, Spectre! Spectre, stop! Spectre!
You made it further than I would have expected. Not too shabby for a mere human.
Not too bad yourself for a monkey.
You are a tough little man, aren't you? I respect that. But this is the end of the line for you. The trigger for the lethargy laser is right behind you.
Thank you.
Surely you can't refuse the chance to be ruled by
Right during his
superior
big speech.
You got us wrong. You
We
don't
don't
know anything about us.
Care.
What?
Humans
disregard
never
that.
Stop trying. That's what gives us a future. We'll never give in to the likes of you.
Give up. You don't stand
Shut
a
up.
chance.
We don't care. You're going back to the, what the hell did he come from? I was going to say the zoo, but no, it was like an amusement park. They had a hell of a lot of a lead up before he got to him. I'm pretty sure Spectre could have pushed the button like 5 times over by the time Jimmy got to him.
Let's go home, Pippichi.
Did he, okay, that was it? Also, beating the monkey twice on stream might be a Twitch TOS violation. Oh, you kidder. Oh, he's got a spaceship. I thought he was just going to be like flying back. Just freeballing it. Wow. That was a weird ending. I kind of like the first ending better, where it was like, oh, you almost got him, but he's gonna come back and challenge you. This was a weird game. I liked it mechanically. I think it was probably just almost about as fun as the first one. Overall, I don't think it was harder. What ended up being harder was, again, as we've been talking about, was the fact that you can't... Also, like, this is like a sushi restaurant. Nobody's going to know what this is in the States, I think. You can't, like, get lives very freely. We almost got screwed over because I had basically no lives. I think I had 3 lives going into the level, and maybe we picked up 1 or 2 along the way. But by the final battle, I had no more lives left. That's why I made the save state, just in case. Didn't end up having to use it. But, yeah, we almost got had there. And not only that was I on my last life, I was also on my last little cookie, too. So there was some tough moments, but it was mostly because of, you know, it's almost like a survival type game. Very limited resources. So I think that's where the difficulty comes into play. Is if you're not super careful about your lives, which, I mean, I didn't die that much. I think I died most during the boss battles. Sometimes they'd be throwing, like, weird little tricky things at you in terms of, like, movements and, you know, actual attacks and stuff. So that's where I think I was messing up the most. But overall, it wasn't hard in terms of, like, the platforming or the levels or anything like that. It was fairly easy, but, yeah, just the boss battles ended up being kind of rough, and the fact that you do not get lives very often and your health carries over between levels, that made it challenging in some spots. So it's kind of in like a war of attrition with this game. I don't know. Very weird design choice. I kind of hope they don't do that with the third one and they go back to the old style. Each new level, you have full health and, you know, you can get lives somewhat more readily. I would rather it just be a thing about skill and, you know, have to go through sort of like tough levels as opposed to just breezing through levels and then, oh shit, boss battle time. Oh, I don't know his moveset yet. Oops, guess that's it for me. So I don't know. I didn't enjoy that aspect of it as much. The tone of this game was really weird. I feel like it was a lot more kid friendly, and that is, I mean, you know, that's going against Ape Escape 1. That's a fairly kid friendly game itself, but this was like much more so. I don't know what the direction idea was, but it definitely had a much more juvenile tone, I feel. So it's kind of odd. Overall, I think I do prefer the first one. I like the protagonist a little bit more, even though, I mean, everything about the first one was so corny and cheesy because it had like the worst voice acting ever. And, you know, the cutscenes weren't all that, and the story was very simplistic, but it felt like it kind of wasn't trying at the same time. And I feel like I could kind of respect that more. Whereas this was kind of trying, and then it was sort of like pulling its punches too, and it felt like awkward in some situations. Again, I felt like I was playing like a kid's game, even though it was a little bit harder than I think, you know, like a Sesame Street or something like that. It was like kind of odd. So something about it was a little off-putting. It felt a lot more dopey this time around, whereas I felt it was more charming with the first Ape Escape. Maybe it's nostalgia talking, I don't know, but that's just kind of the impression I got playing this one blind for the first time. Still, I gotta say, overall experience was pretty good. I did like the inclusion of more bosses. I thought the boss battles were kind of like a neat thing, even if they did put me at risk in quite a few spots. But, you know, it was yeah, that was probably one of the major changes that I think I appreciated the most. The gacha system can go fuck itself, though. That definitely does not need to be in this game, I think. So, otherwise, not too bad. People that are wanting, I took a look on eBay to see if maybe that somebody was selling like a disc-only version for pretty cheap, $15-20, something like that. No, people are still selling it for like $40, $50, $60, if, like for disc only. If you want like a complete in box or something like that, it's gonna be a lot more. I would say no. Probably not. Emulate it if you can. It seemed to emulate pretty fine, so I think we did quite okay here. But it's not a bad game. I still enjoyed it for what it was. I don't know if there's going to be anything additional when we come back here.
Something terrible has happened, Jimmy.
Uh-oh.
While I was fixing the transporter, Spectre managed to find a way to escape and snuck out from right under my nose.
He's probably got some evil plan in mind for the monkey still out there. Oh, that's Spectre.
Somebody call my name?
Spectre!
come now. You didn't think I just let myself be captured, did you, Jimmy?
We didn't even really see it. Like, we saw the net maybe go over him, and he was like, no, but we never saw him get transported
And
or
for
anything.
that, I'll make sure you pay dearly. And so, farewell.
Blast! There are still some monkeys running amok out there. You need to catch every last one of them. If you don't catch them quickly, then all our efforts will be in
Big
vain.
boss.
You're nearly there, Jimmy. This is the final stretch.
Okay.
Okay.
Jimmy, I've assigned a See All scope to the L2 button.
What?
Take a good look around the levels to spot secret locations. Make good use of it.
All right, so I guess similar situation. It wasn't nearly as seamless as the first game, so they got kind of problems with that going on here as well. However, it looks like there's going to be an additional thing that happens after you catch all the monkeys, which I guess we could do. I do think I want to play the third one, and these games are short enough where I think I could probably do it next week and complete it all next week. So I think what I'll do is it's super easy to go through these levels too. There's like not a ton of monkeys to get caught, except for maybe in the last couple levels. But I think what I'll probably end up doing is just doing most of that on my own time, and then we'll check it out on stream before I start the third game, and just do kind of like a little wrap up, similar to how we transitioned from Ape Escape 1 to 2. But should be pretty interesting, I guess. Should we get more from the gotcha box? But yeah, it's still a fun game overall. I think they managed to translate it well from a PlayStation 1 experience to PS2. Again, it feels a little lighter, a little maybe floatier than the first game. I sort of like the rigidity of the first game slightly more. But overall, I think it did kind of control well. I think the melee combat might feel a little bit better than the first game. Although you never really had to do much melee combat. So, that might be part of it too. Something about it feels slightly more polished, but maybe not that much. Should have waited on that save, because now that we got the gotcha box and everything, I'm probably just going to save again. Alrighty, alright. Not the longest stream, especially with the streams that we've been doing lately, especially after yesterday's stream. Good lord, we were fighting Wukong for so goddamn long though. It was tough to actually get through, but I think it's gonna be it for now. I'm not feeling that great, so I probably don't want to go too long anyway. We're not gonna jump into Wukong tonight. If I could do it this weekend, I will. And we'll see about maybe getting that secret final ending or whatever it is. But that'll be a few days from now. See if I can maybe feel a little better before we do that. Let me see. Is Scoob still streaming? Take a look here. Scoob is. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and raid Scoob. I might be hopping in with him. If he's got space in his party, he might be full, though. I don't know. But I'll go ahead and toss him a raid, and we'll maybe do some Fall Guys or something. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mythical, for the raid earlier. And everybody else, always good to have you in chat. Good talking with you. But I will be back. Maybe this weekend we could do some Wukong, see if we can finish up the game. And if not, we will be getting to that on early next week, Monday, I think, at the latest. But until then, you guys have a good night. Catch you next time.